1 month later, he brought Josie to his first official tournament. But before it even began, something felt off. The referees weren't focused on the kids. They were yelling at the parents. No shouting, no trash talk, no staring each other down. George was confused until the game started, while Josie was quietly focused. His opponent's parents were openly glaring at George, and then chaos broke out. Two parents started arguing. One had scratched his ear. The other thought it was a secret signal. As a result, all the parents were kicked out of the hall. The kids loved it. They clapped and laughed. But the parents? They were locked in a side room pacing, praying, panicking. George stared at the rankings on the wall. Josie was winning every round. Soon, other parents started coming over, pretending to make small talk, but clearly fishing for information. That fired up George's competitive side. During the final match, Josie and his opponent were locked in a dead heat, but off the board. The real showdown was between the two dads. Every time a piece was captured, someone would run back with updates. Josie just lost a pawn. George tried not to show emotion. The other dad actually came over and said, "Don't worry, your son will pull through." He even gave George a reassuring pat on the shoulder. But minutes later, Josie won. George held back a smile, walked over, and gently patted the other dad on the shoulder. "You did great," he said, then turned around, grinning from ear to ear. He couldn't hide it anymore. That swagger stayed with him the whole way home. Even on the train, he was still radiating pride. And when Josie fell asleep, George quietly took out the championship trophy. He held it, smiled, and finally let the joy sink in. From then on, George took Josie to every tournament he could find. Trophy after trophy. Josie filled his father's heart with pride. George got used to media interviews. He even started to enjoy the way other parents looked at him with awe and just a little envy. But at a school meeting, his bubble burst. The teacher spoke gently, but her message was clear. Josie was missing too much school. His grades were slipping, and he was falling behind socially. George was furious. "I know how to raise my own son. He's not even 8, and he's already surpassed everything I've ever accomplished. Do you even realize how ridiculous your doubts sound?" That night, he talked to Josie about transferring to a new school, one with better resources and actual chess classes. Josie avoided eye contact. He forced a smile, said, "Whatever you think is best." Days later, Josie asked a question. "What if I lose?" George used to say, "Winning isn't everything." But now, he looked his son in the eye and said, "You won't. They're all afraid of you." The next day, George waited as usual for good news. But this time, the outcome wasn't what he expected, and it would change everything for both of them.